chapter 6, and I'm going to be lifting up first verses 1 through 8, and then we'll skip down to 16 through 18. Matthew chapter 6, starting with verse 1 through verse 8, and then we'll skip down to 16. Matthew chapter 6. You say amen when you're there. Amen. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for standing and reading in reverence to the reading of God's rich and holy word. I'm reading from the New International Version, and verse 1 says, "Be careful not to do your acts of righteousness before men, to be seen by them. If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven. So when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets to be honored by men. I tell you the truth, they have received their reward in full. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you." And verse 5 says, "And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by men. Oh, I tell you the truth, they have received their reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. And when you pray, do not keep on babbling like pagans, for they think they will be heard because of their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask." Drop down now to verse 16. It says, "When you fast, do not look somber as the hypocrites do, for they disfigure their faces to show men they are fasting. I tell you the truth, they have received their reward in full. But when you fast, put oil on your head and wash your face, so that it will not be obvious to men that you are fasting, but only to your Father who is unseen. And your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you." This is the word of the Lord. Let's thank him for his word today. Amen. I'm going to continue with this theme from last Sunday, authentic worship. This is part 2. Authentic worship, praying, fasting, and giving that is pleasing to God. Prayer, fasting, and giving that is pleasing to God. As I continue to grow older, and as many other people that I know and I talk to grow older as well, I am finding that many of us old folk, have an overwhelming desire to only deal with that which is real, that which is true, that which is authentic and pure. But don't get me wrong, I love movies. I love some make-believe. I love fairy tales, and I love a good fiction as entertainment. But in the very core of my being, in the place where spirit, with a capital S, lies, I need to focus on the real thing, on that which is honest and pure. Now, the truth is, because of this overwhelming desire of mine and of many, we can get frustrated quite a bit. We can get anxious and concerned about some things that only God can fix. Things like lack of honesty, the need for integrity, authenticity, and purity. But the truth of the matter is, I have been around for a little while, and not only have I made my own mistakes, but I regularly encounter people who really don't give, in the words of my pastor, Pastor Sanders, a continental about what is real, honest, and pure. Paul says that whatever is pure, whatever is excellent, that whatever is honest, we are to think on these things. But there are some, even